Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. This time we're going to be diving into how intersex and transgender musical artists are using their music to advocate for social justice.
Oh, that's a fascinating topic.
Yeah, we've got some really interesting source material for this deep dive. We're going to be looking at excerpts from an article on the TATANKA website,
Okay.
and it's really incredible stuff.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
It's packed with stories like that of Liam and Jordan,
Oh, wow.
who are an intersex musician and a transgender songwriter. And their story really highlights the power of music in, creating connection and advocating for change.
So we're going to be looking at music as a tool for, social change.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
We're going to be uncovering how music can become like a megaphone for identity, a battle cry for equal rights, and the foundation for, building these really powerful communities.
Yeah, music is so powerful in so many different ways.
Right. It's more than just notes and melodies.
Absolutely.
Self-expression on such a deep level. And the article talks about how for a lot of intersex and transgender musicians, music becomes this intensely personal way to just declare who they are to the world.
Yeah, it's almost like an act of defiance in a way.
Right.
Like a pushback against societal norms that try to define them.
Yeah, and it's not just about claiming their space.
Right.
It's about encouraging everyone to embrace diversity.
Right.
And the article mentions 𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗔𝗡 and 𝗓𝗏 as examples.
Oh, yeah, I love 𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗏𝗏.
So what makes their music stand out to you?
Well, I think what's really great about both of them is that they bring this raw honesty to their music
Okay.
that's just incredibly powerful,
Yeah.
𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗏𝗏, for example, has the song I Am Her,
Right.
and her lyrics just directly challenge gender norms and celebrate self-acceptance.
Okay.
And you can just feel the strength of her journey, the quest for acceptance in every single word.
Yeah, and I think that really resonates with so many people
Yeah.
because it's about being human, It's about seeking acceptance and trying to find your place in the world.
Absolutely.
And then there's 𝗓𝗏,
Yes.
whose music also explores similar themes.
Yeah, 𝗓𝗏's work often touches on the complexities of gender identity
Right.
and, the search for belonging.
Okay.
And their music creates the space for vulnerability and reflection.
Yeah.
And it sort of invites listeners to question their own preconceptions about gender.
I think that's what's so amazing about music.
Yeah.
Is that it can forge these unexpected connections and create genuine understanding.
Absolutely.
But it goes beyond just personal expression, right?
Yeah.
The article also highlights how music can be used as a tool for activism, for demanding equal rights.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Music can be a catalyst for social change.
Right.
Like rallying people together and giving voice to those who might not otherwise be heard.
Yeah, and the article specifically mentions Laura Jane Grace,
Oh, yeah.
the lead singer of Against Me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's incredibly outspoken about the injustices faced by the LGBTQ plus community. And it seems like her music has become a platform to address those issues.
Right.
So what kind of issues are we talking about?
Well, she tackles everything from healthcare disparities
Okay.
to, discrimination in employment and housing.
Wow.
Even something as basic as social acceptance
Okay.
is a recurring theme in her music.
So it's about just being treated with dignity and respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And Laura Jane Grace doesn't shy away from these difficult conversations.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes her work so impactful.
It's like she's giving a voice to those who might not otherwise be heard,
Exactly.
which is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not just individual artists, right?
Right.
The article talks about how music can actually contribute to broader movements for social change.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Take the Trans March, for example.
Oh, yeah.
This annual event celebrating transgender pride and advocating for equal rights.
Right.
It really showcases how music can create a collective voice for change. It's a powerful demonstration of solidarity and activism, fueled by music.
So we've got music
Yeah.
as a form of self-expression, a tool for activism, and now it's this force for building supportive communities.
Yeah.
What's the article say about that?
Well, it really focuses on how music creates spaces for connection and solidarity,
Okay.
especially for marginalized communities.
Right.
Events like the Trans March,
Yeah.
femme communities, and music festivals centered around intersex and transgender artists all contribute to that.
As powerful as those individual stories are,
Yeah.
this story about Liam and Jordan really blew me away.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready to hear about it?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Okay, so Liam, an intersex musician, and Jordan, a transgender songwriter, met at an open mic night.
Wow.
and they instantly connected
Okay.
over their shared experiences of feeling misunderstood by society.
I can only imagine.
And they started collaborating.
That's awesome.
And their music became this powerful expression of resilience, identity, and belonging.
Wow.
It's like their music gave a voice to the feelings they had both kept inside for so long.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And their story really emphasizes how music can be transformative, not just for the artists themselves, but for everyone who listens and connects with their message.
It's true. Yeah, their shared experiences, of feeling like outsiders, of not quite fitting in,
Right.
that became the foundation for their music.
Okay.
And it resonated with so many people who felt the same way.
It's amazing how their vulnerability created this space where others could feel seen and understood.
Right.
What kind of impact did their music have on their listeners?
Oh, it was profound.
Really?
Like their fan base grew so rapidly.
Wow.
And they started receiving messages from listeners sharing how their music, gave them courage and helped them feel less alone.
That's amazing.
One fan even said, their music gave me the strength to come out to my family. I finally felt like I wasn't broken.
That's incredible.
It's powerful stuff.
That's like their music built this bridge between their own experiences and the experiences of their listeners, creating this incredible sense of community.
Precisely. And this idea of visibility of representation is something the article emphasizes as key to social change.
Oh, interesting.
There's a quote from an intersex activist, 𝗔𝗓𝗔𝗓𝗑, who said, "Visibility is the first step towards equality."
That's so true. Representation matters.
Yeah.
Seeing people like ourselves reflected in art and music can be so validating.
Absolutely. And when intersex and transgender artists share their stories through music, they challenge societal norms and help dismantle those harmful stereotypes that lead to discrimination.
So they're creating a world where everyone can feel seen, heard, and accepted for who they truly are.
That's the goal.
That's the power of music, right?
Yes.
It can foster empathy and understanding.
Exactly. When we listen to music created by people from different backgrounds, it opens our minds and hearts to new perspectives.
Yeah.
It allows us to connect on a deeper level.
But as powerful as music can be,
Yeah.
I imagine there are still challenges for intersex and transgender artists in the music industry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What does the article say about that?
Well, the music industry, like many industries, can be quite challenging to navigate for those who don't fit neatly into predefined categories.
I see.
There's often pressure to conform to certain gender norms or expectations, whether it's in terms of image, sound, or even how they market themselves.
That must be incredibly frustrating for artists who are trying to express their unique identities.
Yeah.
It's like the industry's trying to put them in a box, which goes against everything we've been talking about.
It does. And beyond that, there's also the issue of discrimination,
Okay.
which can be both overt and subtle.
What do you mean by subtle discrimination?
Well, subtle bias might manifest as fewer opportunities for airplay or media coverage for transgender artists.
Right.
It could be as simple as being overlooked for awards or festivals.
Yeah.
These seemingly small things can actually have a big impact.
Yeah, it's like they have to work twice as hard to get half as far.
Exactly.
And that's incredibly frustrating.
It is, but despite these challenges, there are so many talented intersex and transgender artists who are breaking down barriers and paving the way for others.
Yeah.
They're creating incredible music, building supportive communities, and using their platforms to advocate for change.
And we need to be supporting them,
Absolutely.
lifting up their voices and celebrating their contributions to the world of music.
By listening to their music, attending their shows, sharing their work,
Right.
we're not just enjoying great art, we're actively participating in creating a more just and inclusive world.
It's like we become part of that symphony of change.
Yeah.
All these different instruments and voices coming together to create something beautiful and harmonious.
What a beautiful way to put it. Music has this unique power to bring people together.
Yeah.
To foster empathy, to challenge the status quo, and to create positive change in the world.
We've covered so much ground here.
Yeah.
From individual expression to collective action, it seems like music can truly be a force for social justice.
Yeah.
We've explored the journeys of artists like Shea Diamond Anoni and Laura Jean Grace. We were captivated by the story of Liam and Jordan.
Yes.
And we've acknowledged the challenges they face.
We have, but I think it's important to remember that this is just a small part of a much larger conversation.
Right.
There are countless other stories out there, countless artists who are making a difference.
So where do we go from here?
That's a great question.
What can our listeners do to learn more and get involved?
What are your thoughts?
I think after this deep dive, I'm definitely going to be checking out more music by intersex and transgender artists.
Yeah.
There's just like so much talent out there, and I'm realizing how much I've been missing out on.
Yeah, I definitely encourage you to do that.
Okay.
And don't just passively listen.
Right.
Like, really engage with the music.
Okay.
Think about the lyrics, the stories being told, the emotions being conveyed.
Yeah.
What resonates with you? What challenges your assumptions? You know, music can be such a powerful tool for self-reflection and growth.
I love that it's not just about entertainment. It's about opening our minds to new perspectives.
Exactly.
So what can we do to support these artists?
Well, you can attend shows,
Yep.
support them financially by buying their music or merch,
Okay.
share their work with friends,
Right.
and most importantly, speak out against discrimination and injustice when you see it.
So it's about amplifying their voices, using our own platforms to create that culture of support and allyship.
Exactly. And remember, social change doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It takes a collective effort to build a better world.
Yeah.
And music can be a powerful unifier in that process.
It's like we're all part of this grand symphony, each of us playing our part to create something beautiful and harmonious.
What a wonderful way to summarize our discussion. Music really does have the power to bring people together, to foster empathy, to challenge the status quo, and to create positive change in the world.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I've learned so much about the power of music as a force for social justice, and I hope our listeners feel the same way.
As a final thought, I'd like to leave you with this. How might listening to music by intersex and transgender artists broaden your understanding of identity and social justice issues? What doors might it open for you?
That's a really good question.
It's a question worth pondering.
It is. So go out there, explore new music, and let it change you. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.